Hi, it's Colleen. Today we're going to make a beautiful wreath using a two-step stamping process. And then we're going to make a gorgeous background to complement our wreath. So here's the wreath we're using today. It is a two-step one with leaves and flowers. And you see these three little fingers that are coming off the stamps. When you line one of them up with the other one, that is how you will align your stamps to stamp them accurately. Now I'm going to show you what I mean here. I am lining this up on my stamping platform, and I am going to stamp the bottom finger with some ink so that I will know how to line up my second layer. Now this could be done with a stamp platform. It can also be done with a large acrylic block. It just depends on how comfortable you are and what products you have. So now you're going to see me go ahead and stamp that little leaf. There's a little dot on that leaf, and that dot is very helpful if you want to line up your stamps. So you'll see a tiny little dot there. So when I put my second layer on with the flowers, I will know just where to line it up, and I will probably be more accurate. So now I'm ready to go ahead and stamp my leaves. Now I'm using 3 different colors of ink because I want to add some dimension, and by adding different colors you create more of a two-dimensional effect when you're doing some stamp layering like this. I'm not covering all the leaves with each color of the leaves. I'm doing like a light tap 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 sporadically in different spots until I get a mixture of all 3 colors. Now talking about the stamp layering, don't sweat it if you don't get it lined up exactly where you want it. No one is going to notice that but you. So now that this is done, I'm ready to go in with layer number 2. Now you'll see I am lining up that finger on the bottom with that little dot that I created before. That's going to help me feel comfortable that I am lining this up very well, because you can't, this is a red rubber stamp, it's not an acrylic stamp, so you can't see through it. So those fingers will really help you be able to line up your stamps accurately. So now I'm going in to stamp my flowers. I'm going to go back in with some red after I've stamped the pink. And the red I'm just tapping onto the very bottom of the flower, because again I feel like when you add some more color to it, you're adding some two-dimensional look, which is what I'm going for here, and it just adds a little more interest to your layered stamps. It's subtle, but you notice it. There we go. Our wreath is done. And now we're ready to work on the background. And once the background is done, we will put everything together. So the technique I'm using here is called ink smushing. You need watercolor cardstock for this process, a glass media mat or a large acrylic block, and then a spray bottle. And what I did was I put some ink onto my glass mat, and then I sprayed it with some water. And now I'm taking that watercolor cardstock and putting it over the ink, and I'm just going to keep building up some color until I get it looking the way I want it to. Now watercolor cardstock is best for this because you're working with water, and regular cardstock might get a little warped on you if you add too much water. So I'm just tapping up some of the excess, and then I will go in and heat with my heat tool and set the color, and then I am going to continue to work on my background by adding a solid color of dark blue over my card base. That's a beautiful shade of royal blue, isn't it? I'm trying to create a bit of a sky background for my wreath. So now that that's done, we're going to come in with another new product from Unity called Fallout Hearts Die. So I wanted to show you, when you die cut this, look at the amount of hearts that you get. You can create a shaker card with those hearts, so set them aside for another time. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere the die cut panel over the darker panel, and I love the different layers or the different shades of blue that you get here. I think it's so pretty. And now I'm ready to put everything together. I have my background, I have my wreath, and I have my sentiment. Now you'll notice on the wreath that I went back and added another die that has some holes in it, because I just wanted to add a little bit more interest to that wreath without taking away from the beauty of the wreath itself. So I'm adhering that right over my background, and then I will adhere my sentiment. And while I'm doing that, I wanted to share with you that this video is part of Unity's 14th anniversary. They have been around for 14 years. They are an amazing company that I have loved since I first started crafting some years ago. And now I am so honored to be a part of their design team and to be able to create with their beautiful products all the time. They're always coming out with new items. They always have sales for their customers to get good deals on their products. And their red rubber stamps are of the highest quality. So make sure to look in the description box to find all of the products that I use today, and then head on over to the store and look for their new release and sale for their 14th anniversary.